fire, meat, caveman style of cooking. You come to the right place. Hey, thank y'all for stopping by the wagon again. It's a beautiful day out here. It is. It's a tad breezy. At one time today, it was what we called a skirt alert. It's over 50 miles an hour. You better put a rock in your pocket or you get blown away today. Now, everybody have to take a lunchbox to work. I've always heard them people, well, I had to put this in my lunchbox, I had to put that in my lunchbox. I used to tote a lunchbox on occasion, but today I have improved my game and stepped up my lunchbox. I've cooked a lot of stuff, and y'all have seen me cook a lot of steaks on a YouTube video. So let's open up this lunchbox. It's sort of like the chop basket, know what I mean? You never know what we might have in here. I'm liking it already because look, first thing out of the bottle. Did you know that Hatch green chili made a wine? Whew, folks, let me tell you, it goes well with everything. Horseradish. Now, we got some other ingredients here that are really near and dear to my heart, which is butter and a little bit of garlic. What? This ain't meat? That's cow food. That's corn on the cob. Beagle, I don't think nobody put any meat in our lunchbox. Bell peppers. Feel it now, folks. There's what I was looking for. Certified Angus Beef, 14-ounce ribeye. Whew. Now we're talking. How are we going to do this? Caveman style. So let's get to it. Before we get to this, we got a little prep work we got to do. First of all, we're going to season a little meat. Now, y'all have seen me for years tell you, take your little lime juice and put on there. Hey, if it's good certified Angus beef meat, you ain't got to have that tenderizer. Sure, I use it a lot of times. I'll put lime on it, but not today. First of all, we got a dish pan here full of water. We need to soak this corn a minute. Some of this good original Red River Ranch seasoning. Season well. Rub it in good on both sides, all over. Make sure the sides, everybody gets some of it. One other tip I'm going to give you, don't happen often, but when the wind blowing 20 miles out of the north, sometimes you got to season from over here. So what are we going to do next? Let's go dig a hole. Well, let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take this old square pointed shovel and we're going to dig a hole, 1 shovel wide, 2 shovels long, and 1 shovel deep. You understand all that? Now that's measuring like this right here. 2 of these long, 1 of these deep, and which is 1 of these wide. We're going to fill it full of hardwood lump mesquite. We're going to let it burn down, and then we're going to let the fun begin. You can see we done got our corn on there. That was soaked. We've rolled it around twice, put the peppers on there. In fact, we'll check them one time just right here quick. We want to see them get good and blistered to get good and soft. We're going to fan the fire. What does that do? It is getting our cooking area ready to go to where there ain't no whole lot of ash. Here goes a really high dollar piece of meat, 2 of them, throwing them in the fire. Now I'm just going to place them right there and right there. This is a hardwood lump mesquite, so it's going to burn pretty much just like an old mesquite tree. So I'm going to let them go about 3 minutes, probably on one side, and then we'll check them. Well, according to my good friend Marty Webb over here with the stopwatch, hello Marty Webb. Marty Webb says it's been about 3 minutes, so I need to look, see what the coals is doing in the fire. So let's just have a little gander just to see what's happening. Ooh, I like that color. And what coals is there will brush right off there. You won't never taste them, but you can see how that chars and caramelizes and get everything good flavor. So we'll probably let them go probably a 2 to 3 minutes on this other side, and we'll check them. Well, folks, we need to check these peppers. We can see we're getting some good char on them. That's what I'm after. I want to check this corn and feel it through here. You can peel one of them husks back just a little and see if that's soft, and it is. So we're going to take these little rascals off, set them right here in this Dutch oven to stay warm. Let them peppers go a little longer. About 3.5 on this side, depending on how hot your coals are. But I'm going to tell you right now, that rascal will be rare when we cut it, and that's the way I want it. We're going to let him rest right there, and you can see if there's any ash on there, it'll fall right off. So let's let them set. While that's happening, what do we got to do? We got to get this sauce ready to go on it. So we got 6 tablespoons of butter here, a little garlic. Now if you've got a way to mince your own, hey, I'm all for it, but I'm going to use about that much. How much is that? I'd say about 1/2 tablespoon. Oh, I really like garlic and it helps me feel better, so I'm going to put 2 in there, which makes a whole tablespoon. Prepared horseradish. How much? 1/2 tablespoon. Let's get our field skillet in here, right on them coals. And we're going to let stuff go to happening.
500 degrees.
This here butter and garlic and horseradish has got to go in really well. You don't want to burn that butter, but I do want everything to brown just a little. We're going to go ahead and put a little splash of wine in there. Hatch green chili wine. About 1/4 cup. Stir once or twice. Make sure everybody's got some of that love. Back in goes the beef. And we're going to let her cook for about 2 minutes on each side. Folks, been about 2 minutes it has. I want to turn this side over and let him go about a minute here to get some of that flavor on that side. Just because I like y'all, I'm going to give him one more little splash. The monkey said when he got his tail in the lawnmower, it ain't going to be long now. We're going to eat. It's time. And just like any good steak you cook any time, we got to let this rest. So we look at this corn. You know what? Corn has husk with it and all them little fine little silks. But when you cook it like this, they ain't in the way, I promise. I like to set one right here. Take this little dab of butter. Smear it right across here. Get me a little bit of this pepper. Slice him out here. I'm going to leave that char on him, I promise you. It always turns out. When you have food, people show up. Big, sorry buddy, but looks like there's not going to be enough for me and you to go around here, so we're going to season up this corn. Start with an appetizer, we do. Mr. Webb, and thank you so much for letting us come down here, my friend.
Thank you.
Bill?
Thank you.
So, while y'all are gnawing on that corn, let's take that ultimate test in here to see what's happening. Look at, are y'all ready for the big reveal? Looky there, just what I'm after. That's what I would call about nearly rare to medium rare, and it cuts like butter. Mr. Webb, me and you have cooked a lot of steak together, my friend.
Very good.
You're running out of fingers, ain't you?
Melts in your mouth.
That's fantastic.
Delicious.
You get the caramelization that the fire brings on one. It's going to char some. It's going to sear the other. So you have a little mixture there. This is what I call the right kind of steak, folks. We're not going to overcook him. What I always told you, he done died once. We ain't going to kill him twice. That's what a good bed of coals will do for you. I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't never done this on briquettes. I ain't gonna. So I can't tell you how long it might take you. I have done it over hardwood lump mesquite and regular mesquite wood. Just always check that fire, same as a Dutch oven. If you can hold your hand over it for more than 5 seconds, it ain't cooking. We put this sauce together, soaked the corn before we started. Remember folks, when we started this, 3 minutes on each side of that steak. Then we took it off, put our sauce together while the steak was sitting over there handy, put her back in our sauce, we cooked it. That way we get that flavor incorporated there well. Give it a little more splash of wine right there at the last. Things turned out just right. Is this fancy? No, this ain't fancy. This is what you call cooking like a caveman did, cowboy style. So, hope you had a good time. Hope you learned something. We appreciate you taking time to watch our videos. God bless you, each and every one. Hit that subscribe button. See you down the trail, because I'm finna eat. We had a coon last night, and I thought he was gone. But Frankie just kept barking at the wagon and barking at the wagon. The coon is in a box inside the wagon, and it's going to get western here in a minute.
Can we open the back of the
Wagging it. Come on, crawl right out there. That'll be it.
Where'd he go?
Even giddy.
Yeah.